What's up, guys? So in this video, we're going to talk about Urban One stock. That ticker symbol UONE. And this stock has absolutely went crazy over the last couple of trading sessions, and it's actually was the most popular stock on Robin Track as well. Robin Track basically shows what people are buying, selling on Robinhood. So as you can see here, Urban One and Urban 1K. That is like the other class of shares without voting rights. Both of these stocks were number two, and over 13,000 people picked up the Class A shares, and 9,000 people picked up the second class shares, I believe Class D. So guys, because of this, this stock is absolutely launched and skyrocketed. So it just recently closed at around $27. So it's a little bit down in after hours, guys. But this stock was basically trading at around a dollar, about a dollar or $2 just a few weeks ago. And a lot of people made a lot of money if you guys bought this up on this huge run up. So I'm going to kind of go over and explain to you guys what Urban One is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and whether or not you should be buying this stock. So let's kind of look at the background of what really went on, this news story. So there was a really nice article posted on Radio and Television Business Report. It says Urban One stock breaks records following the Brigade sale. So Brigade Capital Management's Cayman Islands Leveraged Capital Structures Fund sold off all its shares in the nation's foremost media entity, super serving African American customers, guys. So this is Alfred Liggins. He's the CEO of Urban One. So as you can see, guys, the stock absolutely went crazy, and the shares finished at around $27 for an incredible 315% gain, guys, in just one day, and the volume was super high as well. So basically, what is going on? Everyone is kind of wondering why this stock went up so much. Well, I think definitely the Brigade sale is definitely part of it as well. So if we take a look, I'm going to show you guys something on the candles, and then I want to kind of zoom in on the last couple of trading days to give you guys basically a kind of a close-up view of what's been going on over the short run. So as you can see, the stock has just been churning up. So basically around the 15th, it was basically at a buck, and then ran all the way up to hit resistance at $40, and now it's been settling in at 24. So if we take a look, go back to that year-to-date chart, we can see that it's up huge on these two big candles. So this could be a dangerous position. Usually when a stock is run up this quickly, it's a short squeeze. So what short squeeze means is that obviously when the stock was going up a lot of short sellers, what they do is they simply bet that the stock is going down, so they borrow a lot of shares from their broker, hoping that the stock will drop in price, and then they can rebuy those shares at a cheaper price and profit from the difference. But when the stock goes against short sellers and it keeps going up, they have to buy the stock to cover their losses. So that is one of the reasons why I think the stock went up so much in one day. It was a massive short squeeze. So let's talk a little bit more about this company, give you guys an overview if you guys are wondering. So this is the largest African American media owned company in the United States and perhaps even the world. They were founded in 1980, guys, so they've been around for going on 20 years. It would be 20 years this year. And basically, they have different media networks. So they have different brands. So they have their own television network called TV One. They have another TV network they recently launched called Clio TV. They actually started in radio, so they have different radio stations all over the United States targeting African Americans, and then they also have some other brands as well. They own a website called News One. So they're basically a media broadcasters with radio, television, and internet for the African American audience. As you can see here, they reach around 82% of Black America. So if we take a look at um, their latest earnings release, guys, you can see here what the company has basically been doing in the short. Okay, so the company actually posted their first quarter earnings release a few weeks ago, and that's probably one of the reasons why that capital management firm sold off their stake. But as you can see here, they said net revenue was $94 million, a decrease of 3% from the same period. And like I said, the company generated a loss of around 27 million. So, this company's been around for quite some long time, and until recently, it really wasn't doing much in terms of returning value to shareholders. They do have a pretty big blue footprint when it comes to the African American audience, but the company just really wasn't generating a lot of money and things like that, and revenue has been kind of decreasing slowly over the years. But they do have control of that large segment, guys, and I think that if they're able to produce better content and kind of re-engage the African American audience, I think that they can definitely do some interesting things in the future, guys. So one of the reasons why people are wondering, well, why is the stock running up in the first place? Well, obviously, I think that that Brigade sale kind of got this stock on the radar, and we know that a lot of stocks all over the NASDAQ. Once again, this is a NASDAQ traded stock, have been absolutely skyrocketing. So before this, it was Genius Brands was up a ton. There's been a lot of NASDAQ stocks that have just taken off, uh, to the moon. But this one in particular is interesting. So I do think there's another potential catalyst behind this stock as well. Okay, so there's been a lot of articles floating around the internet on sites like CNBC about Americans rally to support black-owned businesses. So as you can see here, the whole situation, guys. I don't want to make this a political channel, but obviously there's been a lot of things going on in terms of complaints, and there's been a lot of protests and things like that. So you guys already know what's been going on in the United States, and other countries are protesting as well. So perhaps that this skyrocketing ownership and a black-owned business, a black-owned you know run business run by a black CEO, and the guy Alfred Liggins, the CEO, his mother actually started this company. Her name is Kathy Hughes. So she launched the company. It's based in Silver Spring, Maryland, and the company, I believe, they had their first radio station back in the 1980s, and since then they've expanded. So perhaps this is another way to kind of support black businesses. It seems like a lot of corporations, everyone from PayPal and many different companies have come out and expressed their support. Uber, lots of different companies expressed their support for black-owned businesses. So perhaps this is exactly what's going on. This is just another trend, and people are buying this stock up to kind of support the largest black-owned media company. But guys, this is another stock where not much has actually changed fundamentally. So there aren't any new product launches. There aren't any new media networks being launched. There isn't really any other news going on, and the fact that this stock is traded up 45 million on volume, where the average volume was like maybe a couple thousand shares here and there. I see a couple days before that it was like 17,000 shares. This is a potential short squeeze. So how to play a stock like this? Well, normally you would wait to see on day three. I think it's a little, I think it's risky to think that the stock is going to gap up again. But like I said, for me, I missed this one. I've been following stocks like these, cheaper stocks like these for years. And if you guys take a long-term look at this stock in accumulation mode for years. And if we take a look at the longer term chart, we can see that basically, when the stock IPO'd, it's basically been on a slow trickle. So, guys, there is some risk here if you guys are going to think you can chase those gains. Like I said, use stop loss orders. For me, I missed this stock. I actually saw it when it was around here, and I was just shocked that it gapped up so much. So I actually missed this trade, guys. I really should have bought this one, but like I said, I was looking at some other stocks, and there's so many there's so many different plays going on now. You just can't catch every single play. But congrats for you guys that caught this stock. So for me, the long-term price target for this stock, there is one positive that it comes to Urban One stock, and simply that the stock doesn't have so many shares outstanding, and the float is pretty low. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about with these numbers is that the float and the shares outstanding. So as you can see here, these are some extremely low numbers. 17 million shares float, and 1.58 million shares outstanding, guys. So, these numbers mean that there just aren't that many shares available. So that's one of the reasons why you've seen such a massive run up in this price. A 17 million share float is extremely small. It kind of, we rarely see that nowadays, where more companies are simply issuing more shares and diluting their stocks even more. So guys, the majority of this stock is owned by the insiders as well. So a lot of those insiders like Kathy Hughes and her son and Alfred Liggins and many of the people on the board of directors, they got absolutely rich during over these last couple of days. But with a short squeeze going up so much like that, there is some risk in buying at the top here, but the volume is very strong. So for me, I just think I missed this one. But since the stock has basically been going up basically due to the recent political things going on, there hasn't really been any change in the underlying business. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock fell back down to where it not maybe not exactly where it was before, because now it's on people's radars, but I would just be very, very cautious of chasing those gains. So I hope it provided some insight on this video, guys. Like I said, the stock did hit resistance at 40, so for me, I'm not going to chase here. I'll probably just wait. But this would probably be a nice stock to acquire once the price comes back down, because it is the largest African American media-owned company in the world, and there obviously is there's some value there, as long as they continue to expand and offer more content. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys give you guys kind of a broader view on the company, a couple of reasons why the stock ran up, and what I'm personally doing. But by all means, guys, I know a lot of you guys out there are pretty aggressive when you're buying stocks. So the thing I would recommend with a stock like this is be sure to cut your losses, and don't necessarily hit for a home run. It's better to take a small gain than it is to take a massive loss. So just be careful with this stock, because when a stock ramps up like this, it can fall just as fast. So just use some caution here. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, and smash that red subscribe button to receive more videos. I like to cover stocks that are actively traded on Robinhood, and stocks that I'm buying personally myself. So that's it until next time, guys. Take care.